I'm going to be bringing you some skin glowing, skin loving, skin beautifying recipes. So the foods that come to my mind when I think of foods for healthy skin include things like blueberries, bone broth, fatty fish like salmon and sardines, leafy greens, avocados. I would love to hear what foods you associate with healthy skin, what foods work for you in the comments. For more recipes, more inspiration, be sure to check out my ebooks, which are available over on my website. I just dropped my brand new ebook, my Balance Bowl ebook last week, so go and check that out. Let's jump into the first skin glowing recipe. Let's go. These salmon tacos are one of my favorite things to prepare. To go with the salmon, we're gonna make this avocado cream. We're also gonna pair it with this super hydrating radish and tomato salsa. The combination of all of these things together just makes the perfect taco. So we're gonna be needing some salmon. 9 times out of 10 when I'm making a taco, salmon is my preferred choice of protein. Salmon along with other fish such as mackerel, anchovies, sardines, herring are all great sources of omega-3 fatty acids, great for hydration of the skin and for fighting inflammation. It goes without saying that of course you can switch up the type of protein that you use for these tacos. I've got some wild salmon here. If you are using wild salmon, just note that it does cook a lot quicker than regular salmon. I love eating fatty fish a couple of times a week. Sometimes that looks like just grabbing a tin of sardines and just including it in my lunch. I think it's really simple to overlook how very basic ingredients, things that we usually have stored in our cupboards like seasonings, spices and herbs, how beneficial they are for our skin. Maybe we're just more interested in the taste, but it's so fascinating for me just how powerful and medicinal everyday spices and herbs are. For our salmon, we're going to use an array of beautiful, colorful seasonings. So we're going to be using some garlic powder, onion powder, some chili flakes, paprika, some cayenne, some cinnamon, and some thyme. Yeah, we've got a lot. So like I mentioned, we're gonna make this super hydrating radish and tomato salsa. Really delicious. I love the texture of this salsa. Radish is in season right now. If you're not a fan of it raw, it's also really, really delicious roasted. For our salsa, we're gonna add cherry tomatoes, radish, jalapeno. We're gonna chop up lots of coriander, add lots of fresh lime, red onion. So we're gonna make this dreamy avocado cream. It's so simple as well. Just avocado, some yogurt. I'm using some coconut yogurt, some lime. Avocados contain 2 of the best antioxidants, vitamin C and vitamin E. Vitamin E is vital for tissue repair and for protection against free radicals, the ultimate skin loving food for me. So we're going to start off by seasoning up our salmon. So we're going to add some garlic powder, onion powder, some paprika, cayenne, some cinnamon, chili flakes, thyme, a little touch of honey, some lime juice, and some extra virgin olive oil to a bowl. And we're just going to combine all of that seasoning. We're going to lay our clean salmon on a lined tray. I would advise that you just use some like paper towel, pat the salmon dry, and yeah, give it some salt, give it some good salt to begin with, and then follow on by drizzling over all of that seasoning. Make sure all of the salmon is covered well and place it in an oven of about 180 degrees Celsius. You want to leave it in there for about 6 to 7 minutes. Like I mentioned, wild salmon cooks really quick. These are only small little pieces, so it will cook super quick. Adjust the cooking time based on what type of salmon you are using, plus the size of the salmon that you are cooking. This avocado cream couldn't be easier to prepare, so we're going to cut our avocado in half and just scoop it out. You could definitely use a fork if you don't have like a food processor. Obviously it's not going to be super smooth, so it's not going to be like a cream like texture, but it will still be delicious. But if you do have like a mini blender or food processor that you want to use, then go ahead and grab it. So place in the avocado, some sea salt, some yogurt, some very finely minced garlic, and some lemon or lime juice, and just blitz everything until it's a cream-like consistency, like this. 5 ingredients, so yum. You're gonna see how well this pairs with the salmon. So moving on to our super crunchy, well-layered, well-textured radish and tomato salsa. A bit of an unusual combination maybe to use for a salsa. Talking about the radish, not the tomatoes, but it works, believe me. So I chopped up the radish. You can chop it up anyhow, as well as the cherry tomatoes. I wanted to add some spring onions and I wanted to add plenty of fresh herbs, so I used some coriander and some mint. It works, believe me. I'm throwing mint in everything right now. Just loving mint, having a mint moment. And then I chopped up the jalapeno. I threw everything into a bowl and I squeezed over some lime juice. Of course, me being me, I had to throw some olive oil on top, and I topped it with some sumac, which just gives it this really zesty kind of punch, which I really love. Flavorful, colorful, vibrant. This just screams skin food for me. A radish just looks like it was designed to nourish our skin. And like I mentioned, if you can't get past eating it raw, try it roasted. I love roasting it just with a bit of salt. Delicious. So I grabbed my taco shells and I placed on that avocado cream along with the salmon, topped it with that radish and tomato salsa. A few extras included some shredded cabbage, a couple of slices of plantain because I had some, why not, and some pickled red onions. So yum, so delicious. I said this on my Instagram stories. I had 4 tacos and they were gone in about 4 bites. They were so incredible. This is a great recipe that shows you that you don't have to compromise with taste. You can have delicious, healthy, nourishing food that makes you feel good. I can't wait for you to try out these tacos. That avocado cream with the crunchy radish and tomato salsa with the salmon. It's all too much. It is so good. You need to get ready for this one. This is my curry roasted carrot, butter bean and walnut dressing. It's kind of like a warm salad. It is perfect for right now. It is the 3rd time that I'm making this recipe this week, and I have no doubt that you are going to enjoy it just as much as I do. I think most of us associate carrots with glowing, healthy skin. I've been loving my raw grated carrot salad in the morning. I will share that in another video, and I'll also share why I've been doing that. But for today, we're going to roast up these carrots. Adding a simple curry seasoning will just take these carrots to another level. In fact, they're so good that I think they'll just take center stage with anything that you make. We're going to use some cooked butter beans as kind of like the middle layer for our warm. I'd say this is more like a sharing style salad. So we're going to simply prepare the butter beans with some mint and some coriander. And then we're going to throw over this walnut dressing. So walnuts, I would go as far to say they are a superfood. I eat a little handful of walnuts every day. They're a fantastic source of healthy fats and protein. I just think they're the most delicious thing ever. We're going to toast the walnuts. We're going to pair it with some garlic and raisins and just make this really, just fantastic dressing. This is honestly one of the best things that I've had in a while. So we're going to begin by peeling our carrots. Of course, there's an option just to not peel them. If you prefer to keep the skin on, then that's absolutely fine. I just wanted to peel mine, so that's what I did. And then I just chopped them into kind of like chunky wedges. You can chop them anyhow. They're going to get roasted. They're going to be delicious and you're going to eat them the same way. So yeah, chop your carrots any way that you feel cool to, and then place them into a large bowl. Place over some salt. You want to give it some curry powder, some black pepper, a good swirl of olive oil. You could use any other type of oil that you want. You could use some ghee, whatever fat works best for you, and just mix and combine everything. Place your carrots onto a flat baking tray. Look at these carrots. They haven't even gone in the oven, and just look at them. So place your carrots into a preheated oven of about 190 degrees and leave them in there for about 25 to 30 minutes until they are proper toasty and roasted. Moving on, we're going to prepare the butter beans. So finely chop up some red onion, followed on by finely chopping up some fresh herbs. So I'm using some coriander and some mint. The mint is what really works. I know I've got a thing for mint right now. In this dish, mint is such a subtle ingredient, but it makes all the difference. So place your cooked butter beans, whether you cook them from dried. I always love to pressure cook mine. I just think it makes the tastiest bean ever. But if you're using a jarred or tinned, make sure you give them a good rinse and place them into the bowl, followed on by the fresh herbs, the chopped onion, a good squeeze of lemon juice, some salt. Give it a good swirl of olive oil. Just mix everything. In fact, this by itself would be great if you wanted to just like prep this for meal prep. So for our walnut, raisin, honey and garlic dressing, there are a few steps to this, but trust me, it is worth it. So we're going to begin by chopping up our garlic. Different days call for different ways for chopping up garlic. So I just wanted some thin slices. So that's what I did, just using a sharp knife and having a steady hand, of course. I then followed on by chopping up my walnuts. There is something so therapeutic about doing this. So heat a pan. You don't need any oil or anything. You're just going to kind of dry toast these walnuts. Place your walnuts in. In a few minutes, you should start to smell the walnuts ingredients, give the pan a shake, make sure they've got like this kind of toasty look, this toasty thing going on, and just set them aside. So in the same pan, reduce the heat, swirl in some olive oil and place in that garlic. Now just be patient, the garlic will cook. We do want to cook it on a really low heat. We want to be gentle with it. You can place in some salt. Whilst the garlic is cooking down, chop up some raisins. Once the garlic starts to turn slightly golden, we're going to place in the chopped raisins. We're going to squeeze in some lemon juice, and we're going to place a touch of honey in. This is so incredible. We're then going to throw our chopped toasted walnuts back into the pan and just combine everything. The smell in your kitchen will just be divine. I know this isn't quote unquote a dressing, but it's something that we're going to top our warm salad with. Words can't even explain the combination of all of these ingredients that we're about to pair together. Just wait for it. For the base of this dish, we're going to combine some yogurt of choice, with some tahini, some salt, some cumin powder, and some lemon juice. We're just going to mix everything well. And then we're going to remove our carrots from the oven. They are going to be toasty and roasted and just so delicious. I'm telling you, nothing compares to a roasted carrot. Time to plate it all up. So we're going to grab our creamy yogurt and tahini, and then we're going to layer it with the butter beans, the carrots. We're going to top it with that crunchy, sweet raisin, honey, garlic, and walnut dressing. Talk about colorful and vibrant. There is good reason why I can't stop making this. This is one of those dishes to impress, whether you're cooking for a dinner party, whether you're cooking for a friend, maybe you just want to impress yourself. That's what I did. I just cooked this for one and I devoured every single bite. It was so incredible. This is what creating in your kitchen is about. Food that makes you jump out of your seat, that makes you excited. Let me know which recipe in the comments you will be trying out. For more of my recipes, check out my ebooks over on my website. I will see you all in my next video. See you. Bye.